I wanted to write a research methods text because I had had experience teaching this course for about 10 years and realized that over that time, as much as students enjoyed the class and I got good teaching evaluations, that they weren't enjoying research nearly as much as I did.
And how I approach the course is trying to have students learn not only the science of psychology, but also learn how to engage in the process of research, making the right decisions, how to ask interesting questions, draw the right conclusions.
Our approach to the design chapters is to start off with an interesting research question, like the ramifications of texting in class or eating disorders, and then have students take that research question and carry it all the way through the chapter as they implement, design, and discover the results of that study.
We want students to realize that the research concepts we're talking about are not learned in isolation, but rather they're interrelated, they're interconnected.
Each of our design chapters start off with an interesting question and then lead students through the process of how do we use design as a tool to answer that question.
And we follow the same process through all of the design chapters, where we start with an interesting research question, have students go through the decision-making process of designing the study, collecting data, analyzing the results of that study, and then a little bit about a discussion of what those results actually are.
And this is where we integrate statistics into our textbook. Students learn how the statistics will help them answer the questions and draw conclusions.
Research methods are really hard to teach.
We really want to create a repository for instructors. So we developed a website called teachpsychscience.org, which we engage in peer review, and that's how we really talk about the idea of high quality.
Research and action activities are incorporated in each chapter. They're an online activity that you get to through Launchpad that helps students engage in another level of interactive activity with the material in that chapter. For example, in Chapter 4, the Researcher's Toolbox, we have an activity where students try to validate a fictional measure called the swagometer. And so they go through the same way a researcher would, testing this fictional measure to see if it's really a valid and reliable measure to use.
When a student sits in your class, you want to make a positive impact on their life and change the way students think about their world.
And I think as a result of that, they'll be better consumers of research.
I want them to understand that they will be a researcher all their lives. They will need science to help them navigate the world, draw conclusions about the world, become a better person.